Welcome back, everyone! I am the MoeChicken, and this is more Legacy of the Wizard. In the last episode, Lil completed her quest to get her crown. Now the daughter and the dog have both found ancient artifacts in the cave. And so now we'll move on to Mena. Mena is our next goal. So she needs to bring with her this, and this. You can see she also played basketball when she was younger because she can also take the springy shoes. But instead, now she can fly, and that's much more useful. So let's do that. Alright, so now... Well, I don't mean to fly right now. Stop. Get back down on the ground. So we have to go back to Mena's area, and we're going to be going back to the same areas we went through. Fortunately, we do not really have to worry about saving up money for things or getting through that long key area. So we're going to have to get back to that same place, but instead of going through the long key area, now we will just go down from there. So that's where we're going to go. Got to get back there. It'll be a good time. Good time. But yeah, I'm excited. This is actually going much faster than it... Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's going much faster than it did the first time I played the game. One of the things that kind of kept me away from playing this game on my channel for a while, aside from the fact that I just didn't feel familiar with it, is that whoa, crap! I didn't realize I had the rod equipped. Right, sorry. Oops. Kind of forgot about that. Oopsie doodle. Was that I didn't know how long it would take because I didn't have that much familiarity with the game, and I was like, maybe it's gonna take a really long time. You know, I don't want it to be like a, you know, we just, you know, it's we're already going with Threads of Fate, and it's like that was like a 20-something episode series, and then like you think about Parasite Eve, that one also kind of went on for too long. Like, there's some games that I'm okay with having long series on, and then there are other games that I'm sort of like, I don't want this to last for too terribly long. So, but this one's going pretty well. I mean, we're only up to episode 9, and we're already past the halfway point in the game. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully it will continue at a reasonable clip, and we will get through the game, and people will be able to see this quality game without having to spend too terribly much time. Because I enjoy it. I like this game. I think it's really fun. You know, it's got problems, and I've pointed some of them out, but it's really fun to play. Like, I mentioned it before, but it's definitely a game that I should have played sooner, you know? Like, there are plenty of games that I feel like that about, where it's like, man, I could have enjoyed this game a lot sooner than I did if I had just tried it, you know? It's sort of the same thing with like Super Ghouls and Ghosts, you know? When I did that for my channel, I was like, I want people to know, like I know now, that this game is not impossible. You just have to play it, you know? It's just a game where it's like, you want to, you know, you just sit down and play it, and you'll find out that, you know, it's not as bad as you might have heard or might think. It's just a video game, you know, you can get good at it. And I mean, there are plenty of games that are not like that, or games that require a lot of, like, careful practice and stuff like that, but, you know, not so with this. And not so with Super Ghouls and Ghosts, really. Ow, ow, I just realized I have no magic. That's very unfortunate, but I believe there's an inn just up ahead, so I will go and stay there. Yeah, you just have to play them. I mean, that's how games are. You get better at them by doing. It can seem daunting at first, but, you know. Actually, on the subject of that, that was something I was thinking about the other day. I was watching Game Grumps, as I like to do, and I was watching the playthrough of Contra 3 that Dan and Aaron did a couple years back. And in it, that playthrough showed the difference in playstyles for the two of them. I represent kind of a medium between the two, I would say, but I'm closer to Dan than Aaron, and that game pointed it out very well. In that Contra 3 is a game that is very difficult when you first encounter it. It's a game that requires you, in my opinion, to put in some effort and learn how to play it. Like, the first time you sit down to play it, it can be very, very overwhelming. There's a lot of shots, there's a lot of monsters, there's just a lot going on in Contra 3 when you first encounter it. And you're like, whoa, this is a lot to handle. There's a lot going on here. Holy moly. And I mean, it's a game that you can certainly get better at. You know, you play it enough and you'll get better at it. But I think the big discrepancy when it came to, like, Dan and Aaron was that in that playthrough, Aaron already knew about Contra 3. It was a game he was familiar with, he regarded it as a classic, and he was excited to play it. He had ideas in his brain. It's like, this is a 40-minute game, you know, this is a game that you can beat short amount of time. I've always wanted to beat it, so it's a classic, so forth and so on. For Dan, that was the first time he encountered it, and he was like, this isn't fun, you know, this is frustrating, this is raising my blood pressure, you know, this is like torture to me. And it's very possible that he might have gotten better if he had played it more. But I think the big trick with a game like that, and it was the case with a lot of NES games too, you have to feel invested. You have to want to finish it in order to put in that amount of effort that's required to get to the end. You have to be like, I want to see the end. I want to see where this goes. I want to see the end. I want to see how this turns out. And in that particular instance, I would say that Dan didn't have that feeling because it was, you know, the game had not given him any reason to want to see the end. Like, Contra is a game that you have to kind of be committed to before you start, because it's not gonna, there's no easing into it, you know, it's just a game that's hard from the start. So if you want to beat it, or if you want to get good at it, great. But if you don't care, then it's not going to give you any reason to care. It's just going to try and beat you over the head. Oh, here's a fun thing. Side note, little tangent from that. You see that shop right there? Guess what this shop has in it? The key for 60. I could have saved 20 bucks if I just went there. Ain't that a kicker? Ain't that a kick in the teeth? Very frustrating. Very frustrating. Oh well. Oh, shoot, I'm out of magic. That's a problem. Okay, fortunately there's an inn right here, so I will go to this inn. Ow! Hello. Also, now I'm thinking about it, I don't have the shield. I might not be able to do this. Oh well, at the very least you guys will get to see Archwinger. That's something. You'll know what we're up against. It's like, Archwinger is the boss that I mentioned I could not beat without the shield when I played as Lil. And it is true that, you know, Mena has higher attack power, but she doesn't really have a whole lot better defense, so I'm not sure if it will really make that much of a difference. We'll see, though. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I would say that that experience of watching, you know, Dan get sort of frustrated with a game that he was not invested in, is something that's worth remembering about a lot of NES games, too. A lot of these games, they expected you to feel invested because you had it, because you had the game. It's like that, there was this assumption that the very fact that you owned the game was enough incentive for you to want to play to the end, regardless of how challenging they made it. And so there were a lot of NES games that were just kind of like balls of the wall hard, you know? You're like, this is freaking impossible, but I guess they expect me to do it, so I guess I'll do it, you know? It's like there's just this assumption that you would endure great pain because you had no choice at the time. And you know, that's not really as bad. I'm gonna get the punch glove, actually. I haven't been using the rod, and I could use the attack power. That's not necessarily true anymore. People you know, it's much easier to, or this might be a very bougie thing to say, but I feel like it's more common for people to have more than one game nowadays. You know, you have games on Steam that sell for like 50 cents or whatever. You have gacha games that you can get for free. Like, you could play, you know, if you had the means to play it, you could play a great game like Genshin Impact for free, you know? As long as you don't have any, as long as you don't get lured into buying things, it's a free game. So, well, you also have to have summons to play it, but, you know. So, I feel like it's not necessarily as guaranteed that you would only have one game to beat, but, yeah, you gotta want it, you know? There are a lot of games, especially in these you know, older generations where it's like, you gotta want it. You gotta be like, I want to see the end of this. Like, that's actually how I was a little bit when I played, Bubsy. One of the things I was excited about in terms of trying to beat Bubsy was I wanted to see the ending because not only had I never seen it, but I imagine that a lot of people probably never saw it because it was such a notoriously unpopular game, which I think is nonsense, but, you know, that I imagine a lot of people just weren't invested enough. Why do I always drink the poison? I always drink the poison. I'm just like, ooh, poison. Gonna drink it. It's never a good plan. It's just not good. Fallen slugs. Yep. Hi there. By the way, that trick that I'm doing right there where you just like hold up and to the side to bypass things, really useful if you decide you do want to play this game for crossing spikes, because you just don't take, like, as long as there's room above you, you don't take damage. It's very convenient. So, little tip from Mo. There you go, die. So we're almost to the boss now. Very close at this point. I do really wish I had the shield, I'll admit. Doggone it. Just stay at the end again. I have to have the rod. I just remembered. Go get the rod. Get that rod. Get that key thing. Skeleton key. Magic key, whatever it's called. Go over here. Drink the poison! Dang it! I don't want to drink the poison! I always drink the poison! Ugh! Alright, so now you walk down here. What was that, I wonder? Another thing that's kind of frustrating about the rod is that you can't use anything else till the rock stops moving, so I have to just, like, move it and then keep walking so that the ball bounces further away. Stop, thank you. And use my body to bounce the thing around. It's very painful. It's very painful to be Mena. It's a rough life. It's a rough life. Father of two, mother of two. You know, it's two grandparents living at home. I wonder whose grandparents they are. I wonder if they're Zems or Menas. I don't really know. Let's see. Do this. I feel like I have less money this run through the game than I did the first run through the game. I guess maybe because I'm able to find my way better, so I'm not getting stuck as much, but I feel like I'm always, like, scraping by to stay at inns and stuff. It's kind of silly. That. Oh, so I'm going to unlock as many of these as I can, and then I will go back and get better equipment, because I need the punch glove. So, the crown is that treasure chest directly below us. That's exciting. Let's see, so let me go back. Exchange this. Oh, now that I think about it, I can use. I'll have enough space for an elixir, so that's kind of nice. It's a nice change. Might keep me alive a little bit better. I hope. I will probably need the shield. This will probably end in failure, but we can at least try. We'll give it a go. I know I need the wings. At the very least, I need the wings. So, I want the punch glove, yes. I want the elixir, yes. And I want the... is this it? So, wings, punch glove, elixir. Yes, okay, that's what I want. Let's go! Punch glove, here we go. Doggone it, get out of the way. Stupid invisible enemy. least you can kill them. It's not like those invisible enemies from earlier in the game where they're just, like, invincible. It's dumb. It's dumb. Stupid. Stupid game mechanic. It's dumb. Oh, they're dead now. Here we go. It's time. Y'all ready to see Archwinger? Is it Archwinger or Rockwinger? I think it's Archwinger. So he's off to the right. He shoots at you really fast. And he's like a bouncy dragon. I killed him. Wow! That's so much easier with Mana. We got 3 crowns! Yes! Oh, man! Wow! Yeah! Yeah, yo! Alright! Holy moly! 3 crowns down, yo! Yes! There's my password. No, not Roas. Incorrect. Not Roas. Oh, man! I'm so happy that that went so well. Wow! That's great. That's great. Okay, so in the next episode, we'll move on to Zim's area, and it's gonna be great. So I hope you'll come back and join me for that. I am the MoeChicken. This has been Legacy the Wizard. Thanks for stopping by.